so buffet. Been so phenomenally. You're more like the way we rock it. So don't stop, under the lights when everything goes. Nowhere to hide when I'm getting you close. When we move where you already know. So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel the good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. Stop the feeling.
So my job is also to count how many times people say and just to bring awareness to do that, so that we can work those space fillers out of our daily use of language.
Thank you. Let us give the role players a round of applause. I am now going to introduce the prepared speeches. We have 3 exciting speeches prepared on our agenda. The first speaker of this session will be Mangadi. Mangadi will be attempting level 1, project evaluation and feedback, the dynamic leadership type. To evaluate this speech is Tanya. Tanya, can you please read out the objectives of the speech?
Absolutely. The purpose of the project is to practice applying feedback and serves as a speech evaluator during the club meeting. The project includes 2 5 to 7 minute speeches, and you basically build on your first speech to your next speech. I think it's very important that I understand. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think it's very important to
identify.
Okay, it's very important to identify the scenario, and I'm going to leave that to I think the speaker to introduce, because I think it's a very particular situation that she's working towards. Good luck. 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Tanya.
But please set the scene, right?
Thank you, Tanya. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mangadi. She'll be doing a speech titled Illegal Fuel Trading. Mangadi, illegal fuel trading.
Okay, before you keep on at the time, the speech I'm going to give today is about illegal fuel trading. So I just want you guys to really check how I'm doing, whether my speech is natural, the way I speak, because I will be actually joining a panel of speakers talking about this issue of illegal fuel trading. Yeah. Thank you very much. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I'm going to talk just this week, when I was driving from work to home, it was reported in the radio that diesel thief was caught siphoning fuel from the truck while the driver was asleep. Illegal fuel trade or illegal fuel trading is one of those criminal activities that is not well publicized or well reported as compared to illegal mining and theft. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to shed light on the nature of illegal fuel trading and the impact it has on legitimate fuel traders, as well as the harm it inflicts on the environment and society. The first one that I'm going to talk about is fuel accidents due to illegal connection to the pipeline. Pipeline span about 3,500 kilometers across 5 provinces. So the criminals connect illegally to the pipeline and steal fuel. Not only that, this costs South Africans millions of rands, but it also causes massive environmental damage to agriculture and rivers. In actual fact, there was a diesel spillage that spread into a river somewhere in Free State. I believe the river is Newell River. I'm not sure if some of you know that river. Tampering with high pressure pipeline is very, very dangerous. It causes fires and explosion, and people die there. The unfortunate part is that it also leads to injuries and death to the people that live in nearby areas where the pipeline crosses. This pipeline is actually owned by Transnet, managed and transport on incidents caused impacted on their financial, resulted in them making losses because of high cost in repairs. Obviously, they have to repair the pipeline when it's damaged, increased securities that they have to put in place, as well as the cost of cleanup costs and environmental costs. The second one is illegal mixing of diesel with paraffin in order to increase the amount of diesel and sell the product as diesel. And mainly because paraffin is cheaper because there are no taxes that are included or charged for paraffin. And mainly because paraffin is meant for the poor, for cooking and lighting. So these criminals, they really rob the poor for the fuel that they use for cooking and lighting. And not only that, for us motorists, it causes the engine damage. It damages the engine because the fuel obviously is not good for the cars or not good for the engine. And the other thing is that it causes air pollution, which is not good for environment. And it also reduces fuel economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, these two issues that I have shared with you, it also robs the government of taxes because these criminals, definitely they don't pay taxes. And the other thing about it is that it introduces unfair competition within the oil industry. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to join me or join us in the fight against illegal fuel trading. And also, if you can refrain from buying fuel from these illegal fuel traders.
Very informative speech, ma'am. Thank you. The second speaker is Judy. Judy will be attending level 1 project, deliver a speech with purpose. From the effective learning path. To evaluate this speech is Angela. Angela, please read out the speech objectives.
Toastmaster, and yes, today Judy will be delivering level 1, speech 2, pathway. Deliver speech. The purpose of this speech is to learn and review the basic method of writing and also speech with a defined purpose and well organized. And the speech topic is stretch and distress.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Madam Toastmaster, yes. So, how many of you have been to a yoga class before? Right. How many of you know what the word yoga means?
No, there's a character, I think, in the film. Science fiction stories, and I think there's a character called something like that.
Ah, okay.
But yoga sort of brings to my mind anyway, so.
Yeah, as in my title, right?
Yeah.
So the word yoga means to unite the body, the mind, and the soul. So yoga involves several different elements. And when you come together to do yoga, the first one is the physical side. And the word for the physical side is called asana. Asana means pose or position. So in order to gain flexibility and strength, you move your body into different positions. Now, the interesting thing about these positions is the fact that they all, the terminology around them, although the terminology is in Sanskrit, according to the ancient teachings, the English words for them define exactly what they mean. They are all derived from nature. So animals, for example, we have a position called cat, cow, and the others, which is like I'm standing down and I'm standing up straight. It's mountain pose or tree pose. So all of these different positions come to us from nature and the world around us. The second thing, and I'd like to introduce you to a breathing technique, is called pranayama. Now, pranayama means breath. Breath is our life. It's what we bring into our bodies. And we also let breath go outside of our bodies. And when we let it go, we detoxify our bodies by doing so. So please, I ask you to all join me in a technique now called box breathing. And what we're going to do, you're going to sit up, you're going to take note of your middle body, your chest, your belly, because we breathe into this cavity that is in front of us. And I want you to sit there and we're going to breathe into the count of 4. We're going to hold for 2 and we're going to breathe out for the count of 4. And if you haven't done this before, it's quite a realization when you find out how shallowly we breathe in our day-to-day lives. So let's go. Sitting there now, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 1, 2. I'm going to take you through one more. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3. Like to continue in your own time while I continue my speech, please do. And you can repeat it another 2 or 3 times. But you may have realized in doing that, the calmness that comes around from when you start to breathe more slowly. My mother always used to say to me, because I would be in a terrible, terrible rush, and I would talk really quickly, and my breath would be really shallow. So she'd go, oh, gee, I can see you're stressed again. So learning to breathe helps us de-stress in our day-to-day lives. And to take time to breathe every day is something that we that is where we're not in our body, we're going quiet inside our minds. And if you go to a yoga class, you would see at the beginning of each and every yoga class, you will sit down, there will be a quiet time where you just start noticing, letting go of what's happening in your day and bringing yourself to be centered and focused. And then you will sit there approximately 5 minutes, is how it normally starts. And then you come to the end of the class. And at the end of the class, another pose. And this pose, your hands are about 45 degrees, your palms, your feet are relaxed and out, and you're lying flat on the mat. And again, we go inwards, noticing our body, noticing our breath, and enjoying the quiet time. And you leave the process of the yoga class, you relax, center, and de-stress. So I would encourage you to take the practice, all the elements of the practice, and bring it into your daily lives. Because when you stretch, when you de-stress, we are better people, we are more focused and more attentive.
I wish I had learned. I wish I had learned about those exercises before the meeting. Thank you so much.
I use it every time.
Definitely going to do that as well. The last speaker for the section will be Mpho. Mpho will be attending level 1, project introduction to vocal variety. From the person evaluate this speech is Thandeka.
She just joined in.
Thandeka, can you please read out the speech objectives?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. The speech objectives of Mpho Peter. The purpose of the speech, it's a level 1 speech, 1 to 3 speech. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance their speech. Mpho Peter is a new member of Toastmasters in what is the club called? 4th Dimension. She's a visiting guest from 4th Dimensions. And 4th Dimensions, I'm not sure if all our members know, but it's a president, it receives the president's distinguished status. The title of the speech is It Can Definitely Be Better. Members, I introduce to you Mpho Peter. Mpho Peter, it can definitely be better.
Seconds while can I put it here? Just this one.
want to do while I just on the level of the sound. It's not too loud. Okay. Morning, fellow Toastmasters. And today, what I'd like to do with you guys is take you on a drive with me. Are you guys ready? I want to take you on a drive with me because I want you to understand what I mean when I say it could definitely be better. We've all been there.
Sorry, Bo, sorry about that. Can you speak closer to the mic? I'm struggling to hear you.
Where's the mic?
You can just project a little bit more.
Is that the mic this side? Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, stay
Alright.
on that side. Thank you.
Okay, I'll stay on this side. I'll try and let me have my phone with me. So basically, we're going on a drive. And on this drive, I usually try and make myself feel good because you get one of those some days where you need therapy while you're driving. So there's 3 songs that I'm going to share with you, and I hope you enjoy this ride. Okay. Now, usually my ride starts way before I even get into my vehicle. I create a playlist on Apple Music or Spotify. You guys know those apps. So let's go. So the first song, you can hear it in the background. I hope the people online can hear it on the background and you can still hear my voice. Okay, so this song is by Emily Sandé and it's called Pluto. And so I resonate with this song when I'm feeling very vulnerable and I am feeling as though, oh my soul, there's so much happening and I'm in an uncomfortable situation. But I hear the song and I realize I've been here before. I can actually move away from the situation if I think about it and accept that I am vulnerable and I am uncomfortable. And Pluto is this planet it used to be a planet, but it's a dark planet and it's very cold there. It used to be cold, but it can get warmer. It can definitely get better. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, so that's the first song. I'm moving on to the next song. And this song is a happier song, and it's for the more happier situations in life. And you're feeling very positive and you're feeling very energized. And the song is by an artist called Lira, a South African artist, and it's called Ketom Tandai, right? It starts out very, and you like moving and you can sing along. And you can now imagine we're in the car and we're driving. And you're like, oh. Okay, I'm very tone deaf, I can't sing, but that's what I do in my car. I'm just in there and I'm feeling all happy. Life is going very well. And I remind myself with this voice, not nebulous at all. And it's one of the voices that our Madam Toastmaster actually alluded to in the beginning. Hear voices and voices help you. And in the song, Lira says, Ketom Tandayo, Jengo Sweetie. Basically, the translation in English is choose the one you like or love, sweetie, and the one that's going to respect you, isn't it? And that's very powerful, and that's very good advice. And you need to remind yourself from time to time. It can get better. You definitely have chosen a situation where you are respected, and you are loved. So that's what the song does for me. I hope you enjoyed it. We're still in the car, ladies and gentlemen. And there's one last song I would like to share with you. And this one is a very old song, and it is not at all typical. You wouldn't look at me and be like, Mpho listens to this song, but I do. And I hope you will after this. Okay. Starts out like that, very
strong. Like it's very, I think it's hip hop, I think, yeah. And so it's called Pursuit of Happiness. Are we not all in the pursuit of happiness? So I resonate with the song when I want to feel determined, you know, and I'm feeling like I definitely can do this, you know? Okay, let me decrease the volume here because that part is not important. The part that is important is the chorus, and I'd like all of us to maybe sing along. I'm gonna give you the lyrics. I need to read them. So basically, the gentleman says, I hope you guys can hear me online. He says, I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know everything that shines isn't gold. I'll be fine. Once I get it, I'll be good. Isn't that deep? That's very deep stuff. So I'm gonna wait for it to get to that part. I'm on the pursuit of happiness, and I know everything that shines isn't always gold, but I'll be fine. Once I get it, I'll be good.
Oh,
And I sing
Okay.
that at the top of my voice, in the car, alone, very tone deaf and confident, but still giving me that energy that definitely, it can definitely be better. You know? So finally, ladies and gentlemen, I can switch this off now. What I want to leave you with is we use music. I use music to just help me better my state of mind, you know? And there's different genres of music. You've got gospel, hip hop, soul, R&B, mbaqanga, sometimes there's so many things that appeal to so many people. And in times of loss, in times of weakness, in times of hopefulness, and in times of strength, you can use music to uplift you and to remind you and to keep the focus that it can definitely be better. So I thank you for joining me on my drive. Thank you for the test. That was the first great speech, right? Yes. Thank you to all the speakers for sharing with us their thoughts and experiences. I would like now to call on the timer to give us the report.
Thank you, Madam. Toastmaster Mangadi was at 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Judy at 6 minutes and 3 seconds. And Mpo was at 6 minutes and 15.
Thank you, Mr. Taifa. We are now going to break. How are we on time? It's 9:46. We are now going to break 40 minutes.
What's the timer?
40 minutes will be good, right? For break.
How many?
40, because now it's 9:46. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna break for 30 minutes now. We're gonna be back at 10 a.m. Thank you.
Because of that way. My Lord, my online. Yes, online, a lot of Oh, you mean after, like, when I was doing, like, they consider, yeah. Sure.
And then you might get somebody that you know. Why you not around every different? That great music. One of the ones. You see, I mean, email types. So this again is
Me, myself, and Irene. Eh? Aquí na con no bonore. Ya que tocamos, aquí no que tsuere. Tina ko chat or like revela na koma acabo casi. Myself and Irene.
Hi, eu que estou foi na
The X-ray barrier. Yeah, 2 knees and 1 hip. So it's a sort of history and what I try to take.
Oh, so
Quiet him up.
I don't think it's on the agenda.
So you sort of photo of it's fine, so I don't get used.
But you are good, madam.
Not from my understanding of that, it's the sort of feeling I have. that there is-
Thank goodness. An option. At my club.
But I wasn't. Or tough time. My financial advisor, yeah, my financial said, oh, why don't you come to my prayer? That really started off. My sort of spiritual. No, oh, it was about.
Right now.
You keep in touch with each other. And I asked the questions. And he finished it. What is this? Timer.
Yeah. Oh, level.
Oh, look at that.
But I was thinking which floor you did. Sound all. But how are you going to invite? Went because he believed that he had little to offer. That was the kind of news that would shatter a person's dreams. But he listened to positive advices and positive voices in his head. Through that, he attained various achievements in his name. If he had entertained the negative voices, we would have not known about his discoveries, let alone his name. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in our section 2 of the meeting. In this section, all the members and guests are encouraged to participate in a 1 to 2 minute speech. I will now hand over to the table topics master, Adrian Hines.
I'm table, I'm confused now. Yes, she's decided that she's gonna pluck up courage. Are you
Okay,
okay to put some something?
Good
Toastmasters, yes, and everyone else was a business, yes, online. And my name is Antiswa. I'll be the table topics master for today. And how I'm going to do this, I will ask for volunteers. If not volunteers, I shall select process quite swiftly. All right. So I would like a volunteer, and then I'll do the question. Online, in the room. Let's go. All right. So. Thank you. Okay, so the first one goes. Whose voice do you remember most clearly from the age of 5 to 15? And what's the most significant thing you learned from one musician?
So this is an easy one because at that particular age, this is my early days going to school, right? And I was pretty hopeless going to school, and it meant you try and get to a grammar school. And I failed my 11 plus examination. With my father, never gave up on me, and I remember taking exams at other schools, and the fifth attempt I managed to get to the Brighton Secondary Technical School, where I don't have to do woodwork and metalwork and stuff. I don't bring that. But the school had decided to start doing A-levels. General Certificate of Education, and if you can do A-levels, then that's why the chance of going to university. So the person that's probably had the most influence on this my father, I have so much. He lived to 93. And it was perhaps one of the most people that have influenced my life. Thank you.
Another volunteer, please, in the room or online. All right. So this is the part where I will get to select. Is anyone online interested in volunteering?
Yes.
Ines, okay, here's a question for you. If you were given the opportunity to address South Africa on Morning Live tomorrow, no matter how nebulous or vague your topic will sound, what will you be talking about?
Can you repeat that statement? I didn't hear properly.
All right, I'll repeat that. If you were given the opportunity to address South Africa on Morning Live tomorrow morning, no matter how nebulous your topic will sound, what will you be talking about?
Again, the sound is very bad. So I just, if you are to address South Africans on a, so I didn't hear the
I'll
subject.
repeat that. Am I clearer now?
Yes, you're clear.
Okay. If you were given the opportunity to address South Africa on Morning Live tomorrow morning, no matter how nebulous your topic will sound, what will you be talking about?
Good morning, South Africans. As citizens, we are going through a challenging time. We are in an ever-changing world. The world is going through turbulence. We've seen how COVID ravaged the society. We've seen the effects of the war in Russia, prices going up each and every day. What can we do to come out of this situation so that we can chart a new discourse for our country? Fellow South Africans, this is what we need to do. I know when we face challenges like this, The three things that our mind gets attuned to: 1, fight; 2, flight; then 3, we can decide to freeze. But as South Africans, we cannot freeze. We cannot dare to run away from these challenges. We have to face the challenges head on. I call upon all the people in South Africa, all citizens, to be astute, to be bold, to be fearless, and to look to the future with new hope. It is upon you to relook at your work environment, at your community, to see how can you contribute to change the society so that it becomes better. Fellow South Africans, we have to fight together to change our country, to be a better country, a country that is known among the nations. Let's put all our hands on the deck to change the narrative, to be a better society. Let's not continue wallowing in negativity or choose the line of least resistance. It is upon us to change the situation. We can change the situation. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Okay, do you have the next volunteer? Our guests can volunteer as well, by the way. Nobody. All right, there we go. Let's go to the studio.
Come on, Judy.
That's right. You asked for in Nelson Mandela's voice right now. What could you possibly expect to hear me talking about? Over to you.
Can you say that again?
In that voice. Audible online. Just confirm. All right. Okay, should I repeat?
Yes,
All right.
please, for me.
If I spoke in Nelson Mandela's voice right now, what could you possibly expect to hear me talking about?
Okay, I've got it. Hold on.
Well, I would expect you to be talking about love, forgiveness, people working together, a rainbow nation, a world that we wish South Africa was right now. I think we all remember the days going back to 1994, when our esteemed leader and father, Nelson Mandela, came out of prison. And I will actually never forget the day. I was lying on a bed, watching the procession as it happened, and I mean, it was a crazy world. So, you know, for a white South African, many of them had rushed out and stocked up on groceries because the world was now coming to an end. And then we saw this beautiful new free world evolve in our space, where we were brought together in the most amazing way by a very inspiring and wonderfully gentle leader, our servant leader, Nelson Mandela.
Glad you did. Try and imitate Nelson Mandela.
I know.
Thank you very much for that. I would have been embarrassed too, probably.
Okay, I'll save everyone the nerves now. So I'll put out the next question and then we'll have a person volunteer. So let's park the American dream a bit. In the voice and lyrics of Vicky Simpson, in my African dream, there's a new tomorrow. Now I want you to tell us about your African dream. Volunteer? Oh, yay! Hello, thank you. Over to you. You're on mute. There we go.
Oh, okay. Hi. What was I supposed to say?
I'll repeat that.
Yeah.
Let's cock the American dream a bit. In
Okay.
the voice and lyrics of Vicky Simpson.
Mhm.
In my African dream, there's a new tomorrow. Now tell us about your African dream.
My dream for Africa. The irony is that it's the same dream I have for myself, is that I truly believe this continent and this nation has a destiny to be a pinnacle upon the world, a beacon of tolerance, understanding, and hope for all citizens of man. And to that end, I have taken action to bring that hope to everybody, whether it's you, me, and whether they're local, foreign, international, it doesn't matter. My dream is the dream to bring back hope to this land. And yes, we do have work to do. But I have decided to not require the assistance of others to bring this hope to life. I'm volunteering my life in its entirety to bring back hope, in the sense that I will be the voice that brings back schools. I will build the roads. I will not require the governments to take things from me to make things happen, nor do I need their permission to bring back chances for the youth, for the elders, and for those who have given up so much for this land already. So my job is to be able to be the essence of that dream that really has always been the same dream since '94. We are a rainbow nation. The past decades have introduced doubt, have introduced fears, have introduced greed and avarice. I'm trying to be polite and not use the word corruption. Anyway, and that has diminished the people's faith in themselves. And I'm here to be able to say that if this person right here can still have hope to make your tomorrow a better place, maybe, just maybe, you can be able to do the same for yourselves. To that end, that's why my dream is to remind everybody that the African dream is Ubuntu. And that Ubuntu is extended to not only our borders, but the whole globe in itself. That's what we can offer to the biosphere. And it's not too late. It's too soon to give up. It's too soon to surrender. It's too early to lose hope in that dream, even despite the horrific evils that have taken place and rocked this nation. We are much better than that. And I'm going to show each and every one of you that it's still possible. And you may think that I'm a crazy young man who's willing to take on so much responsibility to do that. But yeah, that's my job. To quote a certain Eric Lenscher, also known as Magneto, I will bring you hope, my friends. I only ask one thing in return. Don't get in my way. Thank you.
Mr. Tanner, how are we on time?
I think we have.
Yes, no, I'm saying for the session. I didn't look. We've got about 5 minutes, is it? Yeah. Okay, great. All right, so the next one. When all is said and done, will you have said more than you've done, or done more than you've said? Over to Mbo. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Table Topics Master. Well, I have said more than I've done, or I've done more than what I've said. I think I like to under promise and over deliver in general. So I would like to have done more than say more, is basically what I'd like to say. And the reason for that is because actions speak louder than words. And so, as Tabelo just said now, in terms of leaving the world with hope and leaving the world a better place, basically, I would like to just leave my mark with not having said too much, but having done as much as I can.
And that goes with inspiring people, taking care of people. I'm a middle child. So being a middle child means that I'm the peacekeeper. I've got an older brother and a younger brother. So I bring the peace wherever I go, even at work, and definitely at home. I've got a 14-year-old daughter. Yeah, she's basically 14, and you know what that means, teen. And I would like to do more by being an example for her and other people that actions can speak louder than words. And yes, that's what I would, yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Thank you. Thank you, Umfo. The next one. The voice of a child tells many unexpected truths. What's the most recent amazing thing a kid has told you? All right. Ini, mini, money, more candy.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
The voice of a child tells many unexpected truths. What's the most recent amazing thing a kid has told you?
Wow. Okay, so I don't have a lot of interaction. Actually, that's a lie, but I don't have a lot of meaningful interaction with children on a day-to-day basis. That kind of thing is pretty rare, you know. You see a lot of Twitter posts that are things like, my son just told me that in order to find peace within my life, I need to let it go, and she'll credit it to like a 4-year-old. It's kind of ridiculous. But from time to time, kids actually do say things that are blatantly obvious, but you needed the reminder. A good example would be, I used to work at a school earlier in the year, and I was pretty stressed one day, falling apart at the seams. I was just tired. I don't know if you've ever had to run after about 30-odd kids throughout the course of an afternoon, but I wasn't holding up particularly well. And this kid just looks at me and he says, just chill out. And I thought, yeah, you're right, man. I need to chill out.
I like right there.
Thank you.
No, that's a good one.
All right, our very last one. Are you holding on to something you should be voicing out to the person on your hand side right now? Anybody? All right. Matt, you go. Yes.
What is the topic? Sorry.
Are you holding on to something you should be voicing out to the person on your right hand side?
Right hand side.
Uma, something that I've been holding on to that I should tell you is that I really do struggle with your name. But to be honest, every night I genuinely practice saying your name. I think you're an amazing human being, and I really want to learn how to say your name correctly. Do forgive me if ever I mispronounce it. It does hurt my feelings as well. Because I know what it's like for people to mispronounce. People call me Matt with one T, and it drives me insane. You can genuinely hear the one T. So I understand the frustration when somebody cannot say your name correctly. But what I want to tell you is I do think your name is amazing. I do respect your name. And as soon as I get it right, y'all are all gonna hear me say it every single time in this meeting. This is the most heartfelt message that I've ever.
thank you guys, and now let us go and my English goals for this part.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. My voice and then soft. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into section, our last section of the meeting. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Hawking lived until he was 76 years old. The evaluation section. Thank you, Mesh. We are now into our last section of the meeting, the evaluation section. I would now like to hand over to the session to the evaluation chair, Tanya. Hi, Tanya. You ready?
Hi. I am. Thank you very much. We are going to have to be incredibly creative. We have had themes in our club about being agile and responsive and flexible before, and we're going to have to use that enormously right now. I have the privilege of having two evaluators, Tandeka and Angela, who will help with the second and the third speech, or the third and the second speech. We had some horrendous sound quality issues in the beginning of the session. So Mangandi, I was the evaluator for your speech, but unfortunately, I could hear pretty much nothing. What we are going to do in order to be responsible and give you feedback is ask the forum if there is anything you can say or share if you were able to hear better. When online people were speaking, I could hear everything, but when the room was speaking, it was almost impossible. So I beg and plead my fellow Toastmaster members to help us with evaluation, something positive, something to improve on, and a general emotion or sentiment or reflection so that we can give the appropriate feedback as evaluators. Is there anyone at the moment who has some thoughts? And I'm sorry, it's a bit of a surprise, but we did talk about this as the evaluation team during the break. And members, please, I need your help right now.
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Well thought out.
Podium, please.
I'm not going to evaluate the whole thing. I'm just making one comment. Okay.
Yeah,
so
if
well
everyone can just give a little bit.
Well thought out, and in general, the structure of the speech was really good. So well done.
That's fantastic. And it's important because at the moment, this project is a two-step project. So you need to listen to the feedback and see how you can use that to take it to the
Why is there
next
no
level.
sound? Sorry, guys, just trying to see why there's no sound.
Well, can you guys hear me?
Now we can. Now
Okay, all right, that's fine. So it's a two-step project. The idea is to take the feedback and Gandhi from this speech and applies into the second speech. So structure is fantastic. It's always good to have structure. So well done there. Thank you for the feedback from one of our visitors or guests. Does anyone else have something to add for improvement to bring into the second speech for the pathway, the track? I see someone's getting up. Thank you.
So I'm a guest here. It's my first time at the Toastmaster, and I thought both speeches were well prepared, and both speakers, actually all speakers, I felt like that is the reason why I am here.
to be able to speak with poise and confidence and use a lot of not so nebulous words.
Mangandi, if you have anything that you'd like to ask from another member who was there, I think we can take that offline. I'm going to now hand over to Angela. Angela, will you give us please some feedback on the speech delivered by Judy? Thank you, Angela.
Yes, please. Breathe. Small things.
Time. During COVID time last year, this month, I was very, very sick. I was coughing like a smoker. I couldn't stop coughing. I almost lost my husband. He went to ICU. It's just a little things that we don't even notice. You can not walk properly if you don't breathe properly. You can't do anything. It took him a half an hour to come from the bedroom to downstairs so I can drive him to the ICU. It was such a crucial time in our life. Back to our Toastmaster for today. Congratulations to Judy. We're here to evaluate the speech, not the person. But we all know Judy is such an experienced speaker. She will walk around the room and speak to everybody, and you all can hear her. So calmly, relaxed. And she started with a bang, opening. She's asked you questions that we don't even know what is yoga means. We all talk about, oh, yoga, yoga, but that means united. I don't even know about that. There's no sense of newbies. She tell you straight. She had 3-pointer. That is very strong in Toastmaster. First, she had a big opening. Second, she come with practicals. You gotta breathe with her. You participated with her. And third, she mentioned about meditation. That makes you a better person because you breathe better. You focus. Congratulations once again to Judy. And something that I would like you to improve on is to project your voice. Imagine that you are talking to thousands of people, not just us, but people at the back will hear you. And the second thing that I would like you to challenge is you can stretch more. You know, you got 7 minutes. Talk about your experience. What yoga really impacted your life? That we would like to hear more. And once again, we would love to hear more experience from you. And thank you for being here with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. So voice projection is incredibly important. And I'm not quite sure if it was Angela's voice that was so much clearer or whether Matt, you finally got the sound working, but between the two of you, fantastic, because I got to hear everything, which I appreciated. And Judy, it was difficult to hear the speech, but your gestures were amazing. So I could feel connected, even though I couldn't hear everything. So well done. And Angela, thank you for the feedback. Tanteka, would you please join us and give feedback for Mpu's speech that was delivered earlier? And I think you also had a few sound quality issues. So if we need feedback from the in-room audience, we can do that as well. But Tandeka, over to you, please.
Congratulations, Chair. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Evaluation Chair, and I apologize to everybody if you can hear any background noises. I'm currently traveling and I'm at the airport at the moment. But Mpo, your speech was quite captivating. First of all, the title, I really was curious to hear what you were going to say. It's a very motivational title, and given our theme of the year, which says resilience, adapting to adversity. So your speech was, the title was first captivating. And then secondly, how you took us through your speech, it was well organized. You first used music. You gave us the examples of the 3 songs of the kind of mood, the different moods that that the songs bring out of you and how these songs resonate with you. And I think that was nicely done and linked to how you wanted to bring us at the end to the point that really it can be better. I just find that, yes, you were excited and quite interesting to look at. Your speech was entertaining. But please be careful, you're using too many hand gestures, just like me now. See, I'm using my hand unnecessarily. But your hand gestures need to be intentional. So at the moment, you were just using your hand right through. You were also moving a lot. Yes, because you had to change between you had to change the music on your phone, but you were moving from one point to another a lot. I found that when you were doing your table topics, you were actually calmer, and I think you had settled down. You're no longer panicking or something. So try and look out for how your body language, and also try and calm down and face yourself nicely. So I like how you used the song to lead us to the message. And then at the end, also, you told us that this is what you want us to take away. I liked the conclusion, how you concluded and reminded us again about your speech and aligned your conclusion to what your speech was about. So your topic, you excelled at grabbing our attention, and also try and look out for unplanned gestures. And in the future, please challenge yourself to move less. So try and look at yourself and check how often you move, and move only intentionally. And then I didn't hear you use the word of the day, but I would welcome any other member who has an input. Thank you so much. Otherwise, very well done. You stuck to your time, the time allocated, because that is important as well. Thank you so much.
Excellent. So with Judy, I spoke about powerful openings, and Thandeka, you're correct. Closing is also essential. It gives you something to take away, and is as powerful as an opening. So well done, Mpho. Would you like me to do a general evaluation now, Thandeka, or Madam Toastmaster, or should I do that later?
You can do it now, Tanya.
Okay, thank you. Right, this.
Sorry, Tanya.
Everyone who has ordered the breakfast.
Go ahead, Tanya.
Okay, good. Oh, one of the toughest meetings for me to do evaluation chair and be an evaluator, given the lack of sound. So I'm very grateful that we have a club that is so compassionate and agile and flexible. But we do have to fix up that sound thing. And Matt, I don't know what happened, because we've never had sound issues like this. And I tested all my lines, so I know it's not on my side. And the other online people were also hearing when we spoke to each other, but we couldn't hear the room. So we've got to figure out the sound thing, because the hybrid model is going to be around for a while still. We're not all going to be in person. We have to crack this nut, whatever it is. And we've made huge improvements over the last few months with the double cameras and everything. but we need to do some more. And it's not criticism, Matt, to you, of course not. It's just the challenge of, current times. That's my first thought. Ines, I don't know if you know, when Matt joined our club, I will never ever forget his opening icebreaker. He said that he would like to be the next president of South Africa. You remember that? Matt, you're in trouble because Ines is doing better than you when he was speaking to the nation. So you're behind. You need some coaching there. But it was lovely. It was a very, very powerful table topic session. And I think that's what gets me to my third point. Even though I'm not in the room and I had sound quality problems, the passion was incredibly evident. And the passion in our club it has always inspired me. And I think it makes visitors and guests comfortable. And I am always incredibly blessed to be part of the club. But the passion today in the room was brilliant. And then because I was stressing out as evaluation chair with the sound issues and everything, I have to call out something that maybe the grammarian will call out as well. But I don't know who said it. They said, just chill out. And I had to remind myself when I heard that, Tanya, just chill out. Everyone will be okay with the fact that this hasn't gone perfectly well. Just chill out. So well done to the club. I love you guys, and I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tanya, for giving us that evaluation. You never disappoint. Because of time, I'm gonna ask the role players to give us their report. Firstly, Mr. Timekeeper, can you please give us a report on table topics and the evaluation session?
Let's start with the table topics, which is supposed to be a minute to two. Adrian, who is sitting on my right, I wanted to jump on that topic and say something to him, but someone beat me to it. It was 1 minute and 32 seconds. Ines was 2 minutes and 19 seconds, which is still within the grace period of 30 seconds. Judy was 1 minute and 25 seconds. Debelo was 3 minutes and 6 seconds, which is more like a way beyond our grace period of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Mpo was 1 minute and 20 seconds. Kelly, 1 minute and 23 seconds. Matt, who is still struggling to say the most powerful name in the world, was 1 minute and 14 seconds. Those are our table topics. And now when it comes to evaluation, okay, I didn't evaluate Judy because she was like 9 seconds, but that was not an evaluation, she said it. So Angela, so here we're supposed to go for about 2 to 3 minutes with a 30-second grace period. Angela's evaluation was 3 minutes and 3 seconds, Tandega 3 minutes and 14 seconds, and Tanya 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Timekeeper. Matt, listen. Thank you, Tuma. That's how you say that name. Our accountant and grammarian, Kelly, can you please give us your report?
All right. I'm going to start with those who gave speeches. So Mangadi, is that how you say that?
Yes.
Yes. You said one time and twice, and your grasp of language was really nice. You had a great vocabulary of really, you were good at the call to action part of it. That's what I'm trying to say. Then Judy, you said once and twice in your actual speech, and you said twice during your table topics. Yeah. Okay, then we have Mpo. You said 8 times and once, and you also included the word of the day. Thank you. Okay. Moving on to our table topics, we start with Adrian. You said twice and 4 times. And then Inyas, is that how you say that? Inyas. Inyas said, oh wait, I've got that on this page. Inyas said twice, and what I liked about Inyas's speech was that he had an excellent command of inspirational language, such as when he said, "We cannot freeze." Then we have Tibelo, and Tibelo did not say or once.
Wow.
We have myself, I said once, and we have Matt, who also did not say or once. Now moving on to our evaluators, we have Tanya, who said 8 times. And we have Angela, who did not say or and instead used silence and gaps in her speech very effectively. We have Tandeka, who used 3 times and twice. And then finally, we have the role players. We have our Madam Toastmaster, who used once. And we have our table topics master, who used 3 times and used the word of the day. We have our timekeeper, who said 3 times. And I have 2 general notes here. So and are being used in place of us and ums quite a lot. And also there are a lot of incomplete sentences. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our role players who have helped us to carry out this meeting to be a success. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching the end of the meeting. Yeah. Greatness or not so greatness lies in the choices that we make. The wisdom to spot good choices from bad choices, and the ability to measure between the two. It all starts with the voices. Which will you choose? Good or bad choices? Voices, rather. Thank you to our prepared speakers for listening to the good voices in their head and saying yes to doing the speech and having the courage to come and stand in front of the people and deliver their speeches. Thank you to all the role players who raised their hands and said, I can do it. Thank you to our guests for embracing us with your presence. Thank you so much, online members, visitors, and guests. Sometimes we forget about you. It's not that we totally forget, it's the nerves sometimes they take place. Thank you for taking part in this meeting. That concludes my role as a Toastmaster. I'm now gonna hand over to the president, Tandeka Enge. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you so much. I'm so impressed with the program. And thank you so much for that wonderful management of the meeting. guests, as I said, unfortunately, I'm having background noises here, and I would not like to keep us longer, but thank you so much for the guests who came to visit us. I feel so bad that we are not there in person, but we appreciate the fact that you came to our club. Hopefully, you enjoyed the meeting, and please come again, the participants as well, and all the role players. Thank you so much. I declare the meeting closed. Sorry, on a word of point, anybody would like to add or say something? Maybe from our guests as well? On a point? You're fine.
For me, as the Division H Director, just on point.
Madam President, I just want to say thank you so much for this hybrid experience. And oh yeah, and on behalf of everyone from Fourth Dimension and all the visitors, this was a beautiful experience. I mean, waking up early in the morning on a Saturday, yeah, you kind of, you drag yourself out of bed. So I really appreciate the effort and the preparation, and I will definitely be doing this again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paul. And with that, then we declare the meeting closed. Travel well. Have a nice weekend. Tanya, you want to say something? Oh, sorry,
Elias.
I didn't recognize you.
All right, just a word from me. Firstly, I like the collaboration. As I said, I saw quite a number of people from Fourth Dimension. Let's keep that momentum. Let's have this collaboration. And as Matthew said, we also saw that there are quite a number of people that managed to connect and that managed to attend the meeting physically. So we are obviously trying to start moving onto the physical space. So I encourage you to continue visiting the club and let's have physical meetings, you know, as we go on and navigate the new environment. And the Toastmasters, kudos to you for being able to handle the meeting very well. I know when I joined, when we started this club, she was struggling, but now I see she has managed to improve. She is now a great speaker and a great Toastmaster. Well done for taking that role and for delivering this quality meeting. I really appreciate it. So obviously, we'll be looking at the next meeting, and I promise the next meeting, I'm going to be there in person and will be performing a role. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so much, and yes, I agree with you. Thank you so much. The meeting is closed now.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.